After YouTuber Big Nick went on the H3 podcast to talk about how he felt bullied during his time in the Vlog Squad, Trisha and Ethan made it a point to talk about how wrong it was to make jokes at Nick's expense, since all of the jokes revolved around Nick's dwarfism.
I mean, Big Nick just said that he felt bullied. And Big Nick is because people only get as much clout as David wants them to, because he portrays Seth and Jonah and Big Nick as the punching bags, as the jokes, and of course they're not going to be respected by the fan base. So of course they're never going to get their own fans, because people who do follow them probably don't respect them to begin with, because they coming from David. So it's like, I thought that was such a good, insightful comment.
That's the narrative for so long. Like, and again, I was like okay with it because I think I like refer to myself as a whore all the time. But like, so many people that year was like, "Oh my god, you're the slut from David's Vlog," which is so weird because I was dating Jason, so I was not slutty at all. I was like, what the hell?
You were totally monogamous.
Yeah, I was like, and that was like the thing they portrayed. And they're like, "Show us your tits." Like, people would do that for literally the whole year of 2019.
So I totally get when Seth was like, "I don't want people," or Big Nick said, "I don't want people harassing me on the street for being short."
Trisha made it clear that she thought it was wrong for the Big Nick jokes to be made, since she herself had similar jokes about her being promiscuous, as if it was the only thing about her. For reference, here's what Nick had to say about his time in the Vlog Squad.
I was allowing, and I did allow it, and that's partially my fault, David, to like disrespect me in the videos. And so then everybody else just got the notion like, oh, okay, like, you know, we can disrespect Big Nick too. Like, and then they would make jokes like about me, and I'm like, dude, like, I don't know you. This is weird, you know? So
like, what kind of jokes? Like,
just like making fun of my height and stuff.
Oh.
And did you say like, honestly, it's just a toxic environment for me with all the jokes about my dwarfism? Or is that right?
Yeah. So yeah, I basically told him like, dude, I don't want to make these jokes anymore.
Yet Trisha herself cracked jokes at Big Nick's expense, even when Big Nick wasn't around.
You got to be careful for what you wish for. That was really the tone of the show. He had a little, he had a dwarf friend named Tattoo.
Big Nick. Oh.
She was just as guilty as she painted the rest of the Vlog Squad out to be, and yet never took any accountability for contributing to the toxic behavior. In fact, she tried to downplay ever even knowing him, claiming they never crossed paths.
We're all, keep in mind, me and Big Nick and Seth and everyone, we weren't crossed. So like all our stories are like similar, but like no one ever crossed paths with each other.
So, if they had never crossed paths, why was she making fun of him? Big Nick made it clear it made him uncomfortable to hear people making jokes about him, especially those who didn't know him.
And then they would make jokes like about me, and I'm like, dude, like, I don't know you. This is weird, you know? So
like, what kind of jokes? Like,
just like making fun of my height and stuff.
Oh.
So why would Trisha think it was okay? And if she was so against it, why would she do it herself?